right, everybody, keep clapping for our next storyteller. Let's welcome John Reed.
5 years ago, I'm walking down University Place toward my office in Soho. I'm at 13th Street, but really eager to get to 12th Street because that's where University Diner is, and they have fantastic windows. They're very big panes of glass, no signage, and if there aren't people in the booths along them, I can get a really good opportunity to check out in the reflection my body. Now, I have never been that person. I've never been that guy, never have. But 2 months prior to this, I did kind of a life assessment and said, John, you've got to start, riding this horse in the direction it's going. And the big gay horse is going galloping toward the gym. So you've got to do something. But I hate the gym. I hate going to the gym. Primarily because you're with a bunch of people who go to the gym. And it's just like, and I feel worse every time I leave. I feel worse. So 2 months before, I went on a diet and I ordered this thing called P90X, which is this. Oh, Lord. Which is this exercise program on DVD hosted by this guy named Tony. And he works out with these two men and this woman named Lorraine, who's German. And if there were still in East Germany, Lorraine would be East German. And, and so today we're doing chest and back, which is primarily push-ups and pull-ups. And these four, they just pump through these pull-ups. They're like, it's like crazy. Lorraine, though, has a chair maybe 2 feet ahead of her, but she has just her toe on the tip of it to pull her up. I, meanwhile, have an ottoman with a footstool on top of it, and I have to use my leg to get me over like that, But it's working. It's honestly working. I'm feeling it in my back. My leg is killing me, but I'm feeling it in my back. And then Tony says, it's time for pot stirrers. And that's to loosen your arm. It says, you do it like this, but you do it bent over. And as he's doing it, he says, I'm doing navy bean. Call out your soup. Lorraine says, German potato soup. And this other guy goes, okra. And that just makes me burst out laughing because I work with this woman who says, eating okra is like eating a cold. And I think, there's no better explanation of okra as far as I'm concerned. So I get to the window finally, and every damn booth is full of people, so I can't do my kind of slow walk across, checking myself out. But I realize I can do this. I can act like I have to scratch myself and lift up my shirt, which will give me a little look at my belly, right? And I have just a very, very faint. This thing, I don't know what they're called. These things right here, very faint. And I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited. I'm like, finally, I'm going to be that guy who can wear the tight V-neck T-shirt. I'm going to be the happy, humpy homo. Finally, I'm just absolutely thrilled. But I get to 11th Street and I feel this pain in my back, and I think, geez, shoot, I did those pull-ups wrong. And then I get to 10th Street and it's in my shoulder. Immediately after that, it's in my chest, and I begin gasping, and I'm clasping my chest, and I look in the windows of Bob's Bagel, which the second best windows on University Place, and I think, John, you look just like somebody having a heart attack. But I just say, I'm not letting this happen here, not on the streets of New York where some stranger's going to get involved in my business. No way. So I keep walking. 10 blocks I walk to my office. And all the while I'm thinking, you didn't need to worry about anybody walking, because you're on New York and nobody is paying attention to the guy clasping his chest, So I get to my office, they call an ambulance, I go to St. Vincent's, and my friend comes with me. The okra woman comes with me. She's standing next to my bed in the ER, and I note on her face an expression of such concern, deep concern. Now, I've known this woman for 15 years, and I don't think I'd ever seen quite that expression on her face. And it's in stark contrast, however, to the physicians who seem rather disinterested in me. The nurse, though, the nurse is on the ball. She is right there. She puts an IV in me, and she pumps something into that is just like, good God! I don't know what it is, but I still feel the pain. I just don't give a damn. I do not care. I honestly, I think if I am indeed having a heart attack, it's worth it to get this medication. I'm so like, and I feel like she and I are developing this real bond, she and I. So So I ask her name, and she says Ember, and she's not allowed to tell you her middle name. It's like her last name. It's like hospital policy. So after a little while, and I guess a few more CCs, I think we're like this. So I go, well, Ember, what about your middle name? And she says, Glowbright. And I just can't, Ember Glowbright is your name? And she says, yeah, my parents were hippies. So, so a little while after this, some blood test comes back proving that I'm having a heart attack. I didn't know blood could do that. Everything changes, goes in high gear. Suddenly I'm being wheeled through the ER, but I see Ember at the nurse's station with a syringe in her hand. And I know in my soul that's my syringe. So I just start screaming at her. I say, Ember Glowbright, Ember Glowbright. And she dashes over to a moving gurney, runs along with us, and injects that last little bit of heaven into me. And as I'm crashing through the ER doors, leaving her behind me, I say, you're a wonderful nurse. And then I'm in the operating room, and this guy is shaving my groin because they're going to go take a stent up through the vein there. And before the anesthesia goes on, I look over my shoulder at the doctor and say, so handsome. And the guy's shaving my groin. Hey, while you're down there. You know, and oh God, I wake up in the cardiac unit, and they tell me I'll be there for 2 or 3 days. Friends start calling, asking if they can bring anything, and I say yes, pizza and ice cream, and they're like protesting like mad. You're on a cardiac unit, and I said I know, pizza and ice cream, and they bring it. God bless them, every single one of them. And then I'm discharged 4 days later with strict instructions not to lift anything over 10 pounds. And then for a while, I can't lift anything really heavy, whatsoever. But I'm surprised how I react to this. From my marrow, this relief comes over me. I feel like a veil, some sort of curse has been lifted off of me because I realize I don't want to do P90X. I hate doing P90X. And I certainly don't want to be this guy flashing unsuspecting families trying to enjoy their burger deluxes, none of this is what I want. Well, I can tell you 3 things I want. I want never again to eat okra. I want to thank Ember Glowbright, wherever you are, thank you. And I want to develop more friendships so I have people who will stand by me in my hospital bed and bring me, against their own better judgment, pizza and ice cream. Thank you.